Love me.
I shared it, by the way. Ready? If you want to go on and share it real quick.
Why men great when they get till they gotta be great?
That's,
Shampoo press, get you out of my hair.
I just think it's a little like.
Ah, fuck you.
No, I've heard.
Gay. Is that what you were gonna say?
No.
Dude's homophobic.
Welcome to the shit show, everybody. Number 51, big number 51.
Thank you for tuning in again.
The one thing I was gonna say is like, I talked to someone. They don't like that song because they say it bashes men.
Did you talk to a guy?
Yeah, it was a guy that said that. I was like, well, I don't know what you expect from this.
I mean, if you listen, I bet a lot of women will say, slap on the knob's pretty offensive. So, hey.
There's nothing offensive about some sloppy toppy.
You will still see a lot of bitches like, slap on my.
Yeah, I mean, like, literally, like, I want to say that was the number one desk song in school after released. Even in high school, I remember people would just do that beat and just be like, slap on my knob. Like, literally, it's an iconic song, iconic beat as well, iconic verse. But yeah, but the one thing I'm just like, why are you so soft, man? Like, the only thing I think she really says in that song is why men gotta be great until they gotta be great. I'm just like, if that's what gets you,
sounds pretty true to me.
I mean, if that's what gets you, I'm just like what? Like, usually these are the same people that are like, everyone gets offended by everything. I'm like, this one bitch is gonna get on your nerves because of a song. It's a catchy ass song, by the way. That shit gets stuck in my head like constantly.
I thought that was absolutely. I think it's a great song, bro. I mean, say what you want about it, I think a lot of the bars are. I think it's a good song. Period. That fucked me up too. Like Ice Cube. Sorry, trying to get a share in here.
No, it's all good.
Ice Cube was bashing Cardi B for winning. I think it was like album of the year or song of the year, and he just like goes in on her, bro. And he's just like, this ain't fucking real music. I'm just like, bro, listen, people can say what they want, dog. I'm always going to say to myself, bias or not, I think I got an ear for music, yo. Yeah. Is Cardi the best artist I ever heard of women? No. But there's a lot of shit. Do I know that she's writing everything? No. But all I can do is assume, right? Until I hear otherwise, basically.
Right.
The shit that she's put out, that takes talent, bro. You don't do that without talent. She legit has good songs, bro. Anybody who says that Cardi doesn't have good songs, that's just ludicrous. That's just you being a hater.
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't even like that kind of shit. I'm never on a band with that kind of music, bro. But in that case, like, there's a lot of songs that she has where you're like, shit's good, bro. That's a good song.
Yeah, no, like I think what's that one fuck, I don't know, black and yellow right now. What was the one she did? Bodak Yellow. That was that blew up. I'm just like
that was her worst song to me.
But
out of all the ones that hit,
but regardless, I'm like that's still a good song. I'm just like it's like a club bopper. It's a banger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. That was huge.
Exactly. That's
His
what I'm saying.
bloody shoes.
You don't just do that being a bad rapper. Period. I mean, like. You had dudes vibing to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the other one that the most I like is the one but do you though? That's cool though.
I don't know. Yeah,
you remember?
I want to be able to identify her.
I could have did what you did to me a few times. You don't know that song?
I know the song, but I'm not good at identifying her songs.
Can't remember the goddamn hook.
I'm not really good at identifying many songs going off of a couple, verses, like bars and whatnot. But yeah, no, I think.
I hope you get what you're asking for.
I know what song you're talking about. I like the one she did.
Be careful with me.
Yeah, no, I know.
My heart is like a label with a fragile label on it. I thought that was a good ass song, bro.
It's a good ass song. It is.
I also liked her little verse on the Maroon 5 song.
It's very true. Yeah.
What was that? Girl Like You. I thought that was a pretty good verse.
I liked what she did with Bruno Mars too. When she did that kind of like throwback '90s thing.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
I liked it. I mean, I like Bruno Mars. Period. I think I mean, like he's one of the only people that kind of like did that, like like throwback shit nowadays, especially with like the sing song shit that he does. Like he does a good job with this shit. I think she did a good job on that song. No, yeah. I mean, her popularity has died down a lot recently, but I think she's still solid. And like when people hate, like I remember, I think it was Jeremiah Dupree, I think, who came out and he was just like, all these female rappers are just ex strippers turning like rapper and whatnot. It's just like, well, so and they're like, all they rap about stripping and where they came from. I'm like, well, that's where they came from. Well, like, you would rap about that if it happened in your life.
Let's go with a hot take.
Coming from stripping.
I like Cardi's music more than Nicki's.
Hell yeah, that's a huge step up. And Nicki Minaj fucking took that shit to the moon with what she. I was just like, how?
I think Nicki, and I think Nicki can. I think she really can rap, but I think she makes horrible songs.
Yeah,
I haven't been impressed by a Nicki song probably in 5 years.
but just,
You know what song I was impressed by is that one where she's like got the samurai
cool.
one.
Yeah,
that was a
was
good
cool.
song.
So just so we don't get down that rabbit hole of like female rappers again, kind of how we find ourselves back on this, topic. Whatever. Anyway,
Talking music.
Yeah, exactly. This is. I just wanted to bring this up because I know it's going to slide away. I know we want to talk about, but I know it's just going to slide away as we continue to kind of just like flow in conversations in the way we normally do. But I just want to bring this up to try and get out the way because I want to know your thoughts on it because I know how I feel about it. I know I said to you earlier where they pretty much decided today that the lawsuit, on the Supreme Court at least, the lawsuit against Remington from the kids' parents of the Newtown shooting. The Supreme Court has pretty much given the go-ahead for the lawsuit to go through. Now, with that being said, do you think it's a good idea or, do you think it's practical that people can sue gun manufacturers like that for crimes? Well, I want to say the legal precedent's actually fully set, but the way it's looking is that Remington can be sued for that Newtown shooting. Do you think something like that makes sense?
Obviously, I don't know everything about what was ruled, but from what I see, they said that they could be sued, not that they would win the lawsuit.
Oh yeah, no, they just let it go through. That's all.
I think it was a good thing because I think it's not taking no one's guns away or nothing like that, but it says, hey, be accountable for the weapons that you're creating. Let's be more accountable for it. Where when you are a producer of weapons, it's not even in your concern. You make a gun, the best gun you can make. You want it to sell as much as you can. That's the whole point of making the gun. Mm-hmm. I think it goes past, obviously, the companies. The company can only do what the law allows.
Right.
So that's really the thing we should be targeting. But I like the fact that it kind of brings up the discussion of just holding a lot of people accountable.
So for me personally, the way I look at it, from what I read, from what I understand, is the reason they're pushing through this lawsuit is because they believe their particular marketing when it comes to their AR-15 rifle is what it's I don't know, it's just weird on the grounds of which they're kind of suing. They're pretty much saying that the marketing and advertising for this weapon pretty much made it the number one gun for mass shooters because of its killing potential. To me, it just doesn't make sense that you then take that from there on to the manufacturer, especially when people like Remington, no matter what they market, that that the gun was sold by somebody illegally, not even from Remington itself, through another establishment. So you have
that, right? So I cut you off, but just my thought on that. Obviously, it's not the same thing, right?
Right.
But think what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But think about like a vaccine, right? These vaccines get developed. Their one goal is to administer as many vaccines as possible.
Right.
Well, there's literally a clause where you can't sue the vaccine company, right?
Gotcha.
So there's not necessarily a clause where you can't sue the manufacturer, but before it was never even a thing to even be able to. It wasn't even a possibility, right?
Right.
So I like the idea that people are held accountable. Now, obviously, you're not creating something thinking, oh, the mass murderers are going to use this. And if they are, that's still not your problem. I agree with you totally on that. Yeah. But let's bring up the discussion. That's what I'm saying. I hope this brings up a discussion
100%.
of us going, look, government needs to do better regulating it. And you also have a responsibility in this, though, of what you're creating. If an architecture creates a home, it got to be sturdy. You know what I mean? It's to me, it's the same thing.
Well, to me, it's different because when it's a tool designed to any standard and to its functionality, to the way it's functioned. But then it's used and abused in a way. It's like to me, it's like being able to sue Ford just because an F-150 was used to mow down people in a Christmas market. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like we
it's still
said,
on
we
the
don't.
same lines. You know?
Obviously, the Supreme Court's passed this, right?
Yeah.
So there's something to it, right? So maybe let's just say I'm not saying this, but just hypothetically, what if Ford was just, how we can flirt fine lines, right? Of course,
Yeah.
we can flirt fine lines
Yeah.
and shit. And what if how you promote something does matter? It does matter, right?
Yep.
I ain't no gun expert,
Right.
but I ain't never read about a gun. And in the highlights of the characteristic of the gun, it be the safety features in there also. It just ain't never been a thing. I never seen them,
Right.
highlighting. Like I said, I don't know shit about guns. Never seen them highlighting saying this is the safest weapon, for somebody to own.
Right,
Maybe
right.
that's not what they're created for.
Right.
I'm just saying that's obviously not their goal. So why can't we just say, hey, you also play a part in this? You're creating it. The government needs to do better. It needs to go hand in hand on both of them teaming up and fixing that and helping it. I mean, you're not going to fix it, but to make it harder.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But when you're the government allowing people on the no-fly list to buy an AR.
Right.
I mean, come on. That's not the fucking AR guys, company's fault. That's fucking government fault.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, so another thing that gets me, to me, that kind of like punctures a hole in it. And the AR-15 design and system was I forgot, it was a gun, a design originally patented by Colt 45 to make. Colt 45 made the AR-15, and it was under their patent up until the 70s. And once the 70s released, people started creating their own variants. So you have this gun that's designed and made pretty much. I mean, it was built by Remington, but the gun itself, isn't really, it's now kind of like a public use design, but like it originally came from like Colt 45. But just because like Remington's name's on this particular AR-15, that it's now become their job to kind of like, what I'm saying, like become the forefront person. I mean, yeah, like they should be there anyway, but like they're the ones now under fire just because they made that particular design. You know what I'm saying? And for the whole thing, like, I mean, of course, you'd probably see the same thing if like Colt 45 made this particular AR-15. We'd probably arrive at the same point today.
Is this insane for me to say? Like, why isn't like every gun nowadays made with some type of like precaution like that, like a fingerprint sensor? Like, why don't all guns just get activated by a fingerprint sensor at this point, and all gun prices just go up?
So with that, at least with the technology nowadays, fingerprint sensors do very terribly when moisture comes into play. So if you have too much moisture on your fingerprint, it doesn't register when you need it to fire. It's not able to fire. So that's typically because they've messed with the fingerprint. They have guns that have.
I can see what you mean, like a military perspective, but most of the time your 9mm ain't getting wet.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like. Like in a situation, like, yeah, you're not getting wet, but your hands do sweat. You do get sweaty hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be any moisture from anywhere. There's a point where a sensor doesn't work with a fingerprint. Let's say for this one particular moment, you have something like that. And the gun, which, at least in my eyes, is specifically for home defense or something like that. You're in a situation, high stress, your hands are sweaty, your sensor doesn't go off, and you can't fire your gun. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing
we take pistol whipping classes.
It's just like, yeah, gun safety definitely has to get better. Like we definitely have to advance at least what we have now. I think what people they just make more accurate and better guns. Simple as that. Instead of what you say, like, putting more advanced safety features into them and trying to experiment with something in a way that could help prevent something like this. But I mean, you have this guy who bought the gun. It's registered in his fingerprint. He can use it. It's his gun. Like this, what I believe,
it
was his gun. You know what I'm saying? So like,
you can always find a way, though. We're just trying to limit it as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
That would be one step, and that way, right? We don't allow just transfers of fingerprints. Like you got to go to a gun shop. You got to put that in a database that if you sell that gun, You know, that you're now transferring these fingerprints over to another person. Like, keep track on that shit properly. Of course, these are all just hypotheticals. I don't know if it could even be done.
Another thing I found out was a lot of the cases when it comes to these people being on these types of lists and whatnot, a lot of the times the databases are updated the way they should be. I think it was found in a couple of cases where there were people who should not have had access to guns, but when the background check accesses that FBI database for background checks, this particular thing isn't even input in that system that the FBI is supposed to do. Yeah, so I mean, like, yeah, everyone has to do better on their part, and I hope this does create a discussion. I just think it's weird to just like we kind of like as of right now, just like all right, you made the gun, now you're accountable for the abuse of such a thing. It's like
I'm not saying that this is right, but
Yeah,
we also kind of are like, all right, 26 people died, 20 children, 6 adults died, and nothing really ever came of it. To be honest with you, like, what really changed?
Well, the guy killed himself. I mean, like,
I'm saying, what changed?
So I think the only thing that changed was people ramped up and politicized the gun control thing. They made, and it turned into a right or left issue pretty much. Because Newtown was 2012.
Every time there's a mass shooting, gun sales go up.
Yeah, because people are more worried about them getting taken away.
And that's why Beto lost the second that he got on stage, and said that I'll take your guns away. Like, nobody wants to hear that, and I'm not for that neither.
Yeah, and then like I said, like you lose people like Joe, who's said himself that he typically leans left, except when it comes to gun issues. So like when you
Dude, I don't even have a gun.
Exactly,
and I still believe guns should be legal.
Exactly, yeah. That should also be cleared up. Is that like I also believe like people have the right to own firearms. I don't want to change that at all. I don't want to take people's shit away. I don't even want to do like a whole Australia thing because I don't even think that's possible here. You don't introduce a gun buyback program. That was a population of a couple mil, if that. Where you have a population of 300 plus million, and I want to say over 60% of them, or even higher, are gun owners and registered legally gun owners.
Even if you do a buyback, that doesn't mean everybody's bringing their guns back.
Exactly, 100%. Well, with Australia's case, it was a mandatory, type of thing. It was like, you either give them up or we seize them.
It still don't mean that, right? Like in America, there's a lot of guns that are just unregistered, so you're gonna have to go find every gun.
Yeah,
you could seize every gun tomorrow in America. You're still gonna have guns.
And people also need to understand that when like it's a big reason why it's a part of America's culture because of our history and how we've come to independence when it comes to like break away from our original government, the British government, and then creating our own. And a big thing was that like a lot of people here in the colonies were armed people. I mean, people had guns, people had access to guns, people were making guns and selling them regularly and buying them. Whereas in most other places, I think they were specifically owned by like military personnel and so on. And I'm sure people got guns in their own ways and whatever, but it's like our culture. Like there's a reason it's in the Second Amendment. It's just something that this country was founded on the belief of.
Nobody's gonna become president saying, "I'll take your guns."
Yeah, no, 100%.
Just if that is your plan, don't even say it.
Exactly,
like they all do. When they got bad plans, they just don't even bring them up.
But I think, and that's what kind of like gets me though is that I like because I'm for the gun control. When I say that, I just think more excessive checking and constant checking, kind of like how Japan does it. Where
do you think you should be able to buy any gun? That's the big question.
I don't think assault rifles are the problem. It's just the access to them. Really, you know what I'm saying?
Should I be able to buy a light machine gun?
Yeah, so when you get into things like that, I don't think so. But I think because you can go to
trying to take my guns.
Listen. So like this is what I look at it. But if you want to purchase one, you then need to go through something that's 5 times like stricter. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not something you can go in. It'll take a month and you get it. I want to go in. You will have to plan to get this gun because it's going to take you a year to get clearance. You know what I'm saying? And then you need something that's even stricter. With shit like that. Like so, like I'm a big fan of kind of like what Japan does. Like Japan, it's of course it can be argued for this or that, but they have re-registering sections. You're checked out by a doctor pretty much every year, I believe, or every 2 years. You have to re-register it every year. You're in a national database, and of course, gun ownership's really low in there, but you're required to have it locked up. You're required to. These are all things that they can then take your gun rights away for because of this. They come,
Another
they
place.
see what's going on in your home. They're like, look, is it
Ano-
here? Is it locked up? Inspection. There you go.
Another place with 10% of the population, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, there's some things I think we can learn and take from that.
Well, what are China's rules?
China, they don't have
Nobody?
citizen. No.
You get caught one life. Death
I'm not
penalty.
sure. I'm not sure what it is. But I know that I don't think there's any citizens who are owners of guns. I don't think it's legal there to own one, except for police and military personnel. So I think it's just that.
I wonder if they have a murder a day still, like by an illegal firearm.
Yeah, I mean, so this is where the things
At
come
least,
from,
right? He's got
yeah,
one.
yeah, I mean, it happens. Yeah, there's crime there. There's crime everywhere. But I mean, a big thing you see people using are knives, because in London, even in the UK, they have really bad knife crime because they don't have guns. I mean, you're gonna have this type of violence. People are gonna find a way to inflict and kill other people with or without guns. You know what I'm saying? Guns are just easier. I can shoot back from 40 feet at your dumb ass.
The easiest way is fucking out of a window.
Yeah.
The easiest way though is a vehicle.
Just goes
Vehicle,
real
you
slow.
could go through a fucking squad of people and get 30 kills.
But it's very unlikely that vehicle is unregistered.
Oh, you're not trying to get away with it.
Yeah,
None of these
but
people.
That's what I'm saying. But people who usually participate in gun crime want to get away with it.
No,
They're not getting away with that multi-vehicle serial killer shit.
no, I thought we were talking about like if you're talking about stopping mass murders,
Oh,
got guns.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to go to vehicles.
Yeah,
and
but
what I'm
people
saying
do
is,
whatever they want. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like mass murderers, they never go into it trying. With them school shooters, they
Yeah.
never go into it trying to get out of it.
Yeah, no,
They kill themselves, or
Yeah,
they know they're
exactly.
going to die, whatever
Exactly,
it is. It'd be the same thing with a person with a vehicle. They
Yeah.
wouldn't care that it's registered. It'd be
Yeah.
registered in my name. I'm still about to get 30 bodies.
And yeah, so
Remember that one guy with the van did that?
Yeah, people.
Didn't he get like 20 or something?
There was a huge thing in Europe for a while where that's what they were using. They were just, and this is why, if you go to any Baltimore event anymore, that's downtown, you'll see them line up their salt trucks all throughout the cross sections of the particular event if it's shut down or whatever. During the marathon, you saw it where they had salt trucks lined up at closed off intersections, so you couldn't ram through shit. They would I remember when they had something downtown. I believe the Naval Academy football team was doing a parade or some shit. And if you went to that intersection of Lombard and Lake Street, 2 garbage trucks across the street. That's so people took.
Wow,
I
didn't know that. I've never seen that.
I've seen it, man. I remember
I've seen it with police vehicles.
That was a big thing. They did it in New York where the guy in the Home Depot truck, ran down 5 people near the bridge.
Oh, and remember the one motherfucker did it at the square.
Yeah,
5 people, bro.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's happened more than once. So when you see these big events like that, especially at least in Baltimore, I've seen they put up these fucking salt trucks and shit.
It's just crazy to think that you gotta do that.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, it was also cool to see a city like Baltimore, be like, oh, you're taking some action against something like this. You're like,
right.
Oh, you thought about that. You're like,
instead of it happening and then you being like, it won't happen again.
Especially a city like Baltimore, where you don't typically you see them usually behind the curve when it comes to specific things like that. But I guess you had someone on that board that was like, trucks, man, they're fucking. It's what they do nowadays. Cones don't do shit.
It's like we don't even know the inside story of things. There's always an inside story. That's what you learn, right?
Yeah.
You never know during that parade. They might get a threat every parade.
Yeah.
And somebody might have called up I'm running through that bitch. You know what I mean? And then it's like it probably ain't real, but trucks.
They can't run through this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I forgot how we kind of got to the truck thing.
We was just talking about how if you take guns away,
yeah,
people are gonna find other ways.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to know? Who the fuck's getting all this acid? What's up with the acid attacks? I'd like to know the behind all that.
So that's usually just pretty available. It's not legal to sell or own any of it, and all you need is hydrochloric acid, which is.
Is that really all it is?
Yeah, it's hydrochloric acid. It's the same. I believe it's the same acid makeup as the acid in your stomach, but it's pure chemical form.
It's dirty shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's corrosive, 100% corrosive. But you can find it in any school. You use it in a lot of experiments, a lot of things. and it's easy to buy, bro. I think you can buy it like CVS. I don't
It's a
think you
big
can,
thing to the like out there in the Middle Eastern countries.
but, yeah.
Them brides, bro.
Yep.
That's why the women are so scared. They say like a lot of times the women are turning them down for marriage.
Yeah.
Hit them with that acid attack.
Yeah. And so you want to marry
Yeah.
type of thing, you know. And I don't think anyone ever gets charged for any shit like that. It just ends up on CNN, and they're like, "Look what's happening."
I was gonna say if she's
Yeah.
thick, she's thick.
I
mean,
I don't even know what that means. But I think they just had a guy in Minnesota where like a guy came up to him randomly and threw it in his face.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen him. He
I think it was
survived.
Minnesota. Yeah, he was fine. He didn't look that. He had second-degree burns, but he
Pretty
looked
bad.
disfigured though. You know.
It's pretty bad though. It's like all right here.
Yeah.
They didn't
But,
get
like-
his face.
But
really.
like you see those Aztecs in like the Middle Eastern countries, and like their faces are literally like burned, like disfigured. They don't even have a nose anymore, type of deal.
It's horrible.
Where I imagine they're sitting there just like she's just like fucking waterboarding them with acid, like that type of thing. Where it's like they're holding him down, just fucking dousing the shell in his face. That guy got lucky though. Definitely got lucky. His eye looked fucked up though. I remember I looked at his eyes. His eye looked all fucked up, man.
Tell the guy that just got hit with acid he's lucky. I know.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? It's just like, fuck you. Yeah.
A random guy.
Yeah.
Just threw acid in my face.
Random guy gets me through acid on my face, bro. Are you being sarcastic?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
it's like,
fucking
well,
dick.
how much better could it get? It's
I'm
like,
so lucky.
Good luck. I made it out with one eye, I guess. Yeah, you're great. Which is?
Yeah, of course you have to look at it like that, but you're just like, fuck you.
Because he could have been that bad off because he was doing a news interview with it on his face still. Like he was literally there. He had burns, his eyes fucked up, and he's just talking to a news crew. So how bad off?
They didn't hit him with that good
You
Middle
know?
Eastern mix up that they got going on
Whatever
up there.
the fuck that might be, because that shit just you've seen those, man. You've seen the
Horrific.
pictures. Yeah. Where it's just like they don't even have half a face anymore.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's why I'm like, that guy's lucky. It's just,
I'd much rather get stabbed, dude.
Yeah. You just
As long as it ain't fatal.
As long as it's not more than like 4 times. And then you start
You
stabbing.
would take like 2
repeatedly.
stabs though, right?
I think just do 2 stabs over
Like-
some face acid. Yeah.
2 stabs under your armpit or some shit.
I mean, stomach,
Yeah,
back.
I'm scared of stomach.
I mean, like, but 2 versus the acid in your face. You know what I'm saying? What are we thinking? Two stabs.
No, taking
anywhere,
2
acid
stabs.
in
I'm
your
just
face.
saying I kind of want them up here or something. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you want them in the safest area, but no one's gonna be like, get that dude's armpits.
Yeah. I just picture you just like, you're about to swing. You're just like, you're not even really dodging. You're just kind of like, you're trying to like angle.
See, like, I mean, like, it's weird because like the way I always see stabbing going on, like, you always see the other person trying to fight back, and the other person's just like, wow, just like.
And they don't even really realize how many times they got stabbed till it's over.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a video recently where like some girl in school got like stabbed in her back like 4 times and was just walking around like good. And it was just like,
Oh, she
You
wasn't
don't-
good.
but
She was in shock.
they were both fighting. Well, they were in a fight, and she was like, boom, 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 stabbed in the back, and then just got walking around, just like, and then next thing you know, you fucking pass out from that shit. I said that video I sent you of that guy getting shot like 12 times by the cops.
Oh yeah.
We had the gun out, and he was pistol whipping that girl right in front of him, and you heard boom, boom, you heard, you really saw him like a movie, just like,
And then he just crumbles.
And then you just hear like he's still taking shots, and he's just like, just out, you know. I'm just like, damn. Like,
He was
So-
super angry.
oh yeah,
That dude was super angry. He was ready to die that day for some anger.
yeah, exactly, man. I thought he was just shoot her in the head, though, man.
Yeah, it made me wonder, like,
It
does
was
he
just
even
like,
have bullets?
boom, you know, because as soon as he hit her, with that gun, though, it was like, I gotta shoot you that.
It's like I remember, like, my neighbor, you know, he was just having an argument with his roommate, bro, and like that guy, like, he didn't even like. It was one of them stabbing where it's just like, fuck you, you know, like
Yeah.
it's not even like a kill shot almost, and he killed him with it.
right.
You know, it's like, man, them cuts, man. I think it's a lot about how you like you leave the wound too, you know, because like in the heat of the moment, like I stab you in your stomach, I'm not like pulling out like that, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know, some shit
Twist
like
that bitch?
ripping it. Well, just like at a natural reaction, not even on purpose, but you're just like, bitch, you go to stab him again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
not gonna be like, like, it's a gash. It's not just a cut. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a gash in your fucking body.
Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah.
if it's a big knife, I mean, fuck. What's it say? It's 6 inches deep, 5 inches deep.
well, that's the thing, you know, like most knives I see, like they're a good 6 inches, you know, like the ones I see most people carry, at least 6 inches, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think those are legal to carry. You
No, I know it has to be like the size of your palm, which is probably like what, 3?
I'm just thinking, like, what if Shaq comes and he just has like a 10-inch fucking knife like going shit?
That's
You know,
true.
it's just like his palm,
But them
bro.
little ones, bro, little 3-4 inch knife dog, they'll tag you up.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, you see most people, they're like, pull it out. That bitch is 6 fucking inches, you know, easily. I'm glad when you see someone pull out that 3-inch knife. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's it. But 6 inches, another 3 inches on top of that, I'm just like, fuck.
I just
like,
always think it's crazy when somebody's like, I got stabbed. I'm just like, bro, somebody really hated you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that is
someone
hardcore.
did not like your shit, man. Someone
Yeah.
really wanted you to like suffer, man. 'Cause, like, I mean, it. Like I said, bro, once it gets up to like 4 stabbings, it's like, oh, I'll take the acid. Like, multiple stabbings like that, like, you're getting like 10 stab wounds in your stomach and back. You know, fuck, man.
Bro, I knew my boy. Like, this is way back in the day. I ain't gonna say who, but we know him. But I remember, he was like, he went to go meet a sale, with his own cousin. 2 people down in Greek. Long story short, bro, these guys were robbing him, and his cousin mounted him. Like had him on the high mount style with like the legs right here, basically,
Yeah.
and he was trying to stab him like in his throat. And like the boy, like he's just like moving left to right, and like all right here is just like all cut up. There's like a mark right there where he got him one time.
Yeah.
And like he said, like he just didn't even have no arms or nothing. Like this guy's just trying to stab him, just like trying to fake him, basically, like hoping he don't get a vital shot so he can get his ass off him or something.
Yeah, exactly, man.
You imagine right there, though, you probably got supreme strength. But if a guy's big, he's big, man.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, like,
He's got adrenaline going too.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill.
Exactly, and he's on top of you trying to hold you down. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I feel like it's not the same when you're on the verge of death like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's probably moving his neck so fucking quicker than you've ever fucking seen.
He's doing everything he can, bro. He's
His-
going
like,
for
he's
it.
like his eyes are probably watching, being like, ah. He's
Yeah.
not even thinking
It's in
anymore.
slow mo.
Ah,
He bites his dick like in between misses.
He's like throwing
Headbutt dick.
Don't,
Dodge.
don't,
Headbutt dick.
Don't push him off you.
Yo, hey, I'm in this.
But you see, I imagine at some point, like, I'll probably get my legs up and just like,
Wait,
Hurricanrana.
in that moment though, in that situation,
You probably don't think that.
he had the grass in his dip, in
Yeah.
his shit. So when he went to go get it, he put his hands inside his hoodie like that.
Oh man.
And went to go grab it like that. And when he
Damn.
put his hands inside his hoodie, they charged him. So when they're sitting on him, like he don't even got his hands.
Yeah, they're completely inside.
And this
yeah.
guy's trying to stab him in the neck. Hoodie probably helped him. Maybe a little something to catch a couple of them. Dinks.
Yeah, that, and he was probably able to like slide underneath in the hoodie a little bit, just like.
Yeah, true, and kind of
Yeah.
hide in it for a
'cause
second.
you had an extra layer over here.
Yeah.
Less friction. So I mean.
Anything. You just want to stab anything before he stabs you. It don't matter if it's a fucking
Well,
toothpick.
it's like stab up my fucking like here all you want, but the neck like.
Yeah, put it in my back.
Like you can get my traps, you can get part of my neck, but then you get the esophagus, bro.
Yeah, we're
It's
going
like-
for a straight kill shot, bro, over some weed.
That's what I think is like wild, man. It's just like out here stealing. What? I mean, from who?
People are so dumb sometimes,
little
bro.
bit,
Like
like-
that story of that girl that just got found that's been missing for like 2 weeks. They found her in the dumpster on campus. And like the true story came out. Her and her friend got into an argument and her friend's boyfriend strangled her. They just straight broke her body down, put her in a dumpster.
Man.
I'm just like, bro. I'm thinking like right now that would be like if you strangled one of Bray's friends. Like, how stupid do you have to be, bro?
Yeah.
Are you a fucking idiot? Are you a fucking idiot, bro? That's something. If you kill somebody over some petty ass shit like that, bro, you're a fucking idiot. If it came to the point where I was like ready to kill someone, I'm just like, I'm ready to kill. Like, to kill this bitch, I'll just move, bro. I'll just leave. Like, all right, I'm gonna go to fucking Georgia. That way I can't even kill this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, when you,
Get to Georgia, that bitch is safe now.
yeah, you're lucky, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. But
Oh, he's another day.
and for somebody to just be like, for him to be like, I'm gonna strangle my girl's friend because they're arguing. It's like, oh my God, please get you off the streets. I'm sorry to who had to die, but God, did we need you off the streets?
Exactly.
Because you're an idiot, dude.
And then you also had her friend
Who's the bigger idiot?
help her with the boyfriend. Just like, well, Hey, you both need to get off the fucking streets. You both need to be brought off that fucking street.
That's a scary thing.
I'm glad you helped to break up the body because we need you off this bitch as well.
Right.
You know?
It's scary how egotistical people can get like that. To go like there is some people that will straight up kill you over an argument. They will kill you over an argument, and it's like, to them, it was worth it. And the whole time you're thinking in your head, like, oh, it ain't going to become life or death because it ain't that big of a deal. But you never know who's like, it's a big deal.
I like to know what the argument was about.
Apparently, they had an altercation a month before where she got a restraining order on him. And then I guess they got into another fight. He comes out and strangles her. I don't know exactly the full story yet, but that's what it is. The girl took him to the dumpster. So she confessed.
God damn. You did yourself no favors, but again, I mean, I imagine if after that you just went to the cops and turned him in, I'd be like, all right, cool, good, great. But then you go and help him hide the body and shit. It's like people might sit there and be like, oh, maybe he threatened her to do this or that, whatever. But it's like, I don't know, man, because you look at her mugshot, I'm just like, that's a killer. I'm like, or that's what's the word for it? When you're
Sociopath?
No, associate. I was thinking associate. Anyway, you assisted the murderer. You were
accomplice.
Yeah, there you go. That's accomplice. Yeah, I had trouble with that one. Yeah, but now you're an accomplice to the murder. So there you go.
See, but the thing is, like, and you said you're good if he murked her and then she comes and rats on him. Well, it's like, what you gotta do something during the murder.
I mean, I could, but
you're going to jail.
But listen, this is where I can also understand where someone would, because I mean, it's like
that's fine. You're going to jail.
The way you kind of make it sound is like, she let it happen, and then you know what I'm saying. I imagine if someone's getting strangled in front of you or dies after that, you being pretty scared. Like, I can see where like if she came forward, like immediately like turned him in and whatever. This is like, what I mean? Like, I don't think there's much she could have done.
In this situation specifically?
Yeah, I mean, like, you could sit and be like, oh, she could have done this. Yeah, she could have done
But we already talked about there
being
a restraining order on the boyfriend between her friend. So I would imagine that the girl didn't even know he was there. Maybe that's what the argument was about.
But they were also roommates. I thought this was happening at their college thing, no?
Yeah, but maybe he wasn't supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Then maybe they get into an argument and he chokes her. I mean, that's
very
just
true.
Theory.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, very true. But I mean, like, I could see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It all depends.
I'm just saying,
breakdown.
Maybe you don't deserve life, but you deserve something if you watch a murder happen. You better be a kid. You better be like 9 years old telling me adult killed an adult. You're like, okay. Or adult killed a kid. You're like, okay. I expect you to do nothing.
Yeah, but I get fear. It's like, this isn't an everybody thing. Like.
Yeah, I get 5 years for watching a murder, at least.
See, I get it had to be contextual. If you're sitting there, you're letting it happen. All right, if it's like, like, I mean, it's a tough one to argue, because I mean, there's such thing as frozen in fear. I mean, it's just as simple as that, So I don't think you can time people for not doing anything.
I don't give a fuck, Steve. Someone dies in front of you. Someone gets murdered in front of you. Yeah, I want jail time. I don't
think that's so crazy. It's like, okay, you just witnessed a murder that you took no part in, and you're also going to jail. I don't know. Like,
it's your boyfriend.
What does that got to do with it? I mean, like, it's your boyfriend. Like, now, because he just went off and like killed this bitch,
and you didn't do nothing.
Well, it's just like, he might kill me. He easily kill me.
You don't know your boyfriend's about to kill you? I mean, what do you got?
Well, if he's busy killing someone right now, he might kill me.
There's already a restraining order on this. You got a crazy fucking boyfriend. And now you got your friend over here arguing in front of it.
Yeah, but you
didn't do nothing to stop it. You helped hide the body.
So I mean, the
jail.
That was a pretty logical jumps where it's like when people are in these set of situations, it's not logical. It's not logical. Like, these things don't just happen. Like, where it's like you sit there, you're like, no one ever thought that this day could come to life and death here for your friend in front of you. You want to see your boyfriend. You live with this person that has a restraining order for I don't know the reason for it. But you want to see him, you would probably go out your way to see your boyfriend and maybe even break the law like that and have him come over. And then, next thing you know, he just killed your friend in front of you. And it's just like, I mean, like, I could just see how someone
kills,
broke
the law. You had him come over.
Then you could jail her for that, but you can't give her
And
time.
now
for
he
one- we can't make
murdered
it a
your-
chargeable offense. To you know what I'm
Yes, you
saying?
can.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so, man.
Bro, my friend comes to my house. My friend has a fucking restraining order on my boyfriend. That sounds weird.
They were roommates. They lived together, you know. So I mean,
And now I bring my boyfriend here.
Yeah.
And we're having an argument, and my boyfriend kills him. I brought the killer to the situation. He's not there without me. At this point, I'm leaning now. Now it's not even what I was
Yeah, but I
saying
mean, like,
originally.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like this is the thing though. It's like no, like we said, like no one thought this would ever turn to life or death. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she ever thought. I mean, like I said, these were arguing ifs, what's this, that. But like, I don't think she ever even considered that like he was gonna murder her, do this or that.
Bro,
You know?
you could say the same thing when people run into houses and they kill someone on a home invasion. Oh, I didn't think no one was home.
No, you
Doesn't
can't. No, you can't.
It doesn't
because
fucking matter.
You can't do that because I mean, like you broke into a house, you know, and then you shot someone. I mean, that's what that is, you know.
You brought someone that had a restraining order to the person who didn't.
And I can see it, but like it wasn't like come kill her.
What
know?
was it then?
You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? What was it? They had an argument. He seemed like acted on his own will to kill this person.
Legally,
You know?
legally, this woman went down to the fucking office and filled out a restraining order for someone.
So
And then she brings her around that. This is all just what we can put together, obviously.
Yeah,
We don't know
yeah,
exactly what
yeah.
happened. But then she brings her to the place, or she brings her boyfriend to where her friend is. She brings her friend to her boyfriend, or she brings her boyfriend to her friend, right? And then a murder occurs. And then she helps cover up the body.
yeah, but that's before. That's what I'm saying. This is before we even got the help covering up. What we're talking about is like, let's say.
I'm still with it.
No, this is what I'm arguing. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like you know, you go out, you break the law. Okay, you bring your boyfriend to your house because that's your boyfriend. Your house. They're a roommate. She has a restraining order against. Yes, you broke that restraining order law. Okay, but you didn't say, hey, come over, kill her. You didn't. There was no, a compensator. Let's say he comes over. They start having an argument because she's like, why is he here? He's breaking a restraining order. What's going on? What the hell? The guy goes on her own, well, murders her.
Somebody with a
and someone in fear is just like, just like
with a restraining order, you can't come within a certain amount of yards.
Exactly.
To where someone lives.
They broke that law. But you're saying like they co-op this murder. They put together this murder.
It doesn't matter from there. You created the situation. Nothing else matters. If whatever occurs is your fault, you made the situation. It's legally illegal for him to be here.
100%.
And you made the situation. It doesn't matter if he beat her up, if he robbed her, if he raped her, if he whatever. You're both guilty. The situation was created from both of you. This is illegal.
They're both guilty, but I don't think she gets hit with the murder on her hands type of deal until she does what she does.
Oh, accomplish the murder. Accomplish the murder. See you for 15 to 30.
You know what I'm saying?
Accomplish the murder for sure.
And that's where it comes into where it's like I don't think you make that law where it's like, all right, you saw this murder, but and didn't do anything about it. So now you're also like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's what I'm saying.
This is specifically because you created it though. You created the situation. You watched a murder. You didn't do nothing. You helped cover it up. This is cold. This is just cold cut case to me.
Yeah. When you say that, but what I'm saying is you bring him over. You have this argument.
You break the law.
The dude then kills her friend, and she does nothing about it, but turns him in. You could give her the charge for the breaking the restraining order law type thing, but I don't think you can pin her on the murder. You know what I'm saying?
Accomplish the murder.
Especially if it was just like literally like she was just like literally just like in corner, frozen in fear, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do, just like beyond from that point. I don't think you can get her on the murder. I don't think
just does not matter. You let him in the house.
You know what I'm saying?
You let him in the house. Accomplish the murder.
Yeah. I just don't see it that way. I don't think it could ever be interpreted in a way like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you could ever get anything like that crossed I
think you're absolutely insane, bro. And if we were going up in a court of law, I think I would smoke you in this. I think this is an easy dub.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
I would hate to be on a juror with you on there, and you'd be the one hung juror that fucks this whole case up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In this particular sense, she's 100%.
Even in the one you're saying, bro, she's guilty of something along the lines of
I never
murder.
said she wasn't completely.
What is she guilty of?
I just want to agree on the murder.
What is she guilty of?
No, she should be, she'll be hit with whatever the thing is for breaking that restraining order. Simple as that. And I don't think you hit her with the murder. You know what I'm saying? Don't think you do that at all. You know,
Accomplice to murder.
I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. And I don't think you'd have an easy victory. I don't think you would.
I think
You
it's
know what I'm
easy
saying?
money, bro. You
I
set
don't
up
think
an
you would.
illegal situation. There was already prior conflict that was legally reprimanded. This isn't supposed to happen. He's not supposed to be in here. He willingly came somewhere he knew he wasn't supposed to come. You let him into somewhere he wasn't supposed to come. Doesn't matter what happens. Both guilty to me. You already violated the law. You created a situation of chaos that was just amounting to brew. I mean, if I give a 13-year-old a gun and he goes and kills someone, it's the same thing to me. I mean, it's the same line. You can't create a situation like that legally isn't allowed to happen and then say she's not guilty of what she created. She's almost more guilty than he is.
So I don't think so because I don't think she created a murder. I don't think she created a murder. You know, I mean, like
she created a situation for a
pinning,
murder to
like
occur.
You're pinning so much of like this guy's particular actions on his own that he took on his own behalf to then pin it on her in some way to be like, all right, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, you know, I just don't think it flies in, you know, any court case, especially if it's just like, you know, like situation like gone bad style like this has seemed to go, you know. So I just don't.
How is this situation gone bad, Steve?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
There is already a restraining order.
You know what I'm saying?
There is already a restraining order. This isn't a fit of rage. This isn't a sudden thing of impulse. There was already a problem of hostility.
But that's the thing, like, you know, like I think from what I understand what the case to be had, you know, what I understand the article, the way it's read and everything. It wasn't that at all. I mean, yeah, there was that restraining order. They came over, he violated it. He then took it upon himself to kill this person. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no.
Do you know what a restraining order is?
I know exactly what a restraining order is.
It's because you're in fear of your life, dude.
Not necessarily, bro. I don't think it's ever.
You're fearful that someone's going to be violent towards you. That's exactly what a restraining order is. That's exactly what it's created for. Is to keep someone away from hurting you.
What? It's to keep someone away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like
because you fear they're going to cause harm to you. It's not because they're going to scream bad words. It's because you think that they're going to harm you. And the court goes, does this seem like a situation where oh, yes, it absolutely does seem like he would harm you in the situation that was presented. Approved. So the court already ruled that this wasn't supposed to happen.
And they broke that.
If I let two killer pits in a room with you, I'm the one that committed the murder.
I feel you. I don't think so, man. I just don't think it goes that way. I don't think it does at all. I just don't. Like I said, I just don't believe that. Like you get her for the murder or accomplice the murder. I just don't think so. Especially with no.
I can't believe that you would just let somebody like that get off so easily, bro. Yeah, that would just.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Whether we're missing with this whole thing is that like
everybody would 100%.
There has to be a situation understood. There has to be an intent understood as well. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be an intent understood. If it literally could be pinned on like if she had the full intent of creating the situation, yeah. You know, but I'm saying you see things get gaslit. You see things just like blow up in your face.
Oh.
You know, it happens, and you could try and pin over the situation. I just don't think it.
Steve,
that way, you know?
Steve, I can't get intent. I can't get intent, Steve. Are you kidding me?
And like I said, we would have. Like I said, we would have to literally be in the situation. I could paint. You won't get the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like her. You would have to pin her intent as for this to happen. You know what I mean? Like
I don't need to go that deep. It's illegal for this man to be here because the woman that lives here is in fear of her life from this man. You then let him in. There's nothing else that matters. Cold cut case on me right there. It's just over, bro. You allowed this you should have said, my boyfriend's at the door. Even if you love him or hate him, you should have said, my boyfriend's here and he wants to come in and he's not allowed. The moment that you said, come in, you created the situation that unfolded.
And
you didn't do it, but you were the direct accomplice to the situation.
The current law reads that way, in which that is how you pin someone with murder.
That's intent.
The way it has to be, as far as I understood, with how current laws are written, especially when it comes to being an accomplice to murder, is that you have to be involved in the actual act taken, the covering of it up, and so well. I think there's like I don't think there's anything that outwardly states if you create a hostile situation, someone gets killed over. Like, I don't know, man.
What,
I don't know.
Stephen? What, bro?
I'm trying to think.
What? If you create a situation where something
But listen, so
it's
listen, hold
any
on,
scenario.
listen,
me
listen,
and you
listen,
rob
listen,
someone, you
listen,
got a knife.
So listen, hold on.
I get charged with it. Me and you break into a house. I get charged with it.
Listen, so like this is what I'm saying. Like, so like me and you argue, and then my friend kills you on sight in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, in this situation where like
that's a passion of crime. That's a passion of anything. This is prior history. We
like,
got prior history to this.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, like the way the law is set up to where it's like you don't sit and you're like, all right, you like it doesn't read like you created this situation, so you're an accomplice to this murder type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
You broke the law.
I get that, and I would never
to allow a situation that puts someone's life in danger.
Accomplice the murder works. I'm about to look it up, bro, because you know,
Bro,
like I just don't. That's not how it is.
It could be.
Works,
it could be whatever charge.
Murder charge.
It could be whatever charge. The moment that someone has a restraining order and you violate that, you're guilty. I don't know if it's accomplice to murder, accessory to the crime, however you want to word it. You created the situation. Doesn't matter what transpired. You're just as much as at fault.
Let me see one moment. What's the accessory to crime? Just to see what the. So, as a person who participates knowingly, voluntarily in the commission of a crime, actually before, after the fact, the commission of a crime, they need to be actually present at the scene of the crime in order to be held liable. Let's see.
Checking a lot of boxes.
So elements of defendant assisted, helped, encouraged, or aided other person in the commission of the crime.
Which you did.
The defendant acted with intent for the crime to be completed. In most cases, the crime does not have to be actually completed to completion as long as the defendant aided the other person in committing the crime and had intent for the crime to be completed. So I think that's where you'll have trouble is putting it 100% on her that she had the intent for the crime to be completed. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
like you like that's what I'm saying. You're arguing that like you don't care about that, but when it comes to like I think how the actual law works,
bro,
in this particular situation, you cannot hit her with that. You know what I'm saying?
In my opinion, the only thing we got to talk about is plea deal. That's the only thing that you should be saying.
Yeah,
how many years am I doing?
You would just have to 100. I think you just have trouble proving that she had intent for him to come over and do
so
that.
easy money.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just so easy. The restraining order just ends it for me. There was a restraining order. Somebody was scared of their life. You violated it. It's on you. Simple as that. That's intent. That's all I need. We can edit on that one. We'll have to get some other opinions on what people think about that. But to me, it's that's just I'm just surprised by your stance on that one.
I'm just saying.
I guess that's how people get hung juries.
I don't think you can do it, you know.
Oh, you're getting something.
You're
getting something. Might not be what I said, but you're getting something along those lines.
Let's see.
I'll put your ass away. I'll try to put you away for as long as I can. I'll tell you that right now. I think you're a bitch.
What?
Whoever, in that situation, I'm just like, I'm trying to get the max penalty.
Yeah,
this is what I just can't feel you at all.
Going outside that particular case, so like when it comes to the original issue, when we're saying like, when you see a murder in front of you and do nothing about it, like you don't think that someone could just be like unable to assist in any
totally could.
That's
why I would say that shouldn't be a law. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not even my argument.
I'm asking. I'm trying to clear it up.
Oh,
No,
I'm not going to say that because that kind of comes down to the thing like, oh, should you be able to hit somebody that's like talking shit? Remember, we went down that road and it's kind of like, you shouldn't be able to because you can't tell people what they should do, right?
Especially if you were able to do something about it, I just don't think.
But if you could charge a 14-year-old for breaking in someone's house and something going bad, you could definitely charge this grown-ass college fucking adult on fucking creating a situation.
And I feel that, I feel on that. But like I said, I just think just moving past that period, I don't know, man. I just think you'd have trouble just getting her, especially with the time that comes to accomplish the murder. You know what I'm saying? But no, I definitely feel you on it.
We're completely opposite sides on that one, man. I just think it's so easy.
But it's the thing, I think you're confusing with it, how I'm just thinking you're gonna have trouble doing that. You know what I'm saying? I agree that she had some part to play in it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's
I'm
a
just trying to argue
law.
that you're gonna have trouble.
It's a
Getting
law,
her to
though.
accomplish the murder,
It's a
especially
law,
if she
though.
doesn't help cover it up. It immediately turns into type of deal.
Right, but regardless, that's the law. It's like if you're a part of something, a situation, you could be the accomplice, the creator, whatever it is. If you're a part of a situation that goes bad, you're also at fault for the same crime. That's law. That's what the law is, bro.
Right. No, 100% feel
So
you, man.
I don't even and so to put the icing on that cake, you also called the guy there or got the guy there, knowing that there's this prior thing. Now I really feel like I got your ass.
Yeah, I mean, like I just think I think you'd have a hard time just getting someone to hand down.
All right, what
and
about
commit
like
murder,
Casey Anthony? Are you familiar with that case?
Somewhat. It's been so long now, so I mean, I know there's definitely a couple red flags. Well, the whole case was a red flag for that bitch to get off, but
Yeah.
but I mean, like what specifically?
Well, she got off, and I mean, there's a
100%.
lot of shit that was pointing towards her doing wrong, and it was kind of not obviously not the same thing we're talking,
Yeah.
but it was kind of one of the things where it's like they could never technically get her on you did this to your daughter and that's how she died.
Yeah.
They could never
Yeah.
get her on that. But there was so many things where you're like, you created a situation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to argue is like you created a situation for something bad to happen. So like for me, I think like I can come up with something that you got, right? Like I don't know exactly what she ended up with, but like negligence, child negligence. I can get you on that or something.
Yeah.
Just on the fact that she waited, I believe it was like 21 days before she even called the cops and reported her kid
Right.
missing.
Yeah.
So I got you right there on something. I'm just saying that creates a situation. You created the situation for a bad thing to happen. Of course, obviously, I'm gonna go farther with Casey. You can find other things. I mean, it's very suspect. It really
Yeah.
looks like she definitely had something to do with it.
Well, I mean, especially with what she, kind of like, took out from like there. I mean, like I said, it's tough to argue in imaginable situation, whereas like in like a real life case, like if I mean if anything could have been presented to the kind of like sway it, like a let's say the guy shows up, like it's your boyfriend, but let's just show up, he shows up to your house unknowingly, and then like your roommate comes home at the same time for some reason, like what I'm saying, like they're just variables that would have to kind of come into play for like
But if
things,
that's like, come on, dog. What are the
Yeah.
odds?
Yeah.
What are the odds? So now we're just gonna go on like a certain scenario to try and find
No,
it out of there
no,
because
no, I'm
9
just
out
saying,
of 10
I'm
is
just saying, in all the imaginative situations that we're arguing, I mean, like, there could be a number of things that could just like sway something in your favor, I believe. Like if, like I said, if something like that was to happen, like regardless, they start arguing if why was he here? It's like, why did he came over by himself and he just kills her? Like.
to
And you
me
do
that's
nothing
a
about it,
very small chance just because of the timing and the odds. But yeah, I would agree with
I'm just
that.
saying, there's just things that like sway it particular ways. You call them over, yeah, that swings in your favor.
And to me, I don't
know?
need nothing else than you seen that he was at your house. You told him to leave. Did he leave? Now we go from there.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, if was you had him there, that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
no,
just
no.
does it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But it's also legal for him to be there if the roommate's not around. You know what
It's
I'm
not.
saying?
It's not.
At the home.
No, if you
Mm.
have a restraining order, it doesn't matter nothing about your. It doesn't matter. We've had a few restraining orders, and I can tell you that they're not allowed within your home. They're not around. They're not allowed around you, but they're also not around your workplace, your
That makes
job,
sense. Yeah,
and they're also not allowed in
that
your
makes sense.
home.
That makes sense. I got you. Gotcha.
So once that gets violated willingly, you've now created a situation to unfold. And I got you on something. Don't know what it is. Might be wrong on what it is, but I got you on something.
Yeah, I definitely get she gets something. She gets it with something. As far as that.
I would hate for that person to get off. That would kill me, bro. The mastermind behind the situation in that scenario.
Yeah. Like I think that's where like it gets to where it's like like you pin her as like a mastermind. Like the way I'm kind of viewing it is just like like okay, so you did bring him over.
I'm just saying the one that created the situation. Maybe mastermind wasn't the right word, but the one that created the situation.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. No, but I mean, regardless, she went ahead. She helped him cover it up. And even if it was like, oh, well, he threatened me to do this, do that, and you helped him cover up the murder and whatnot. You still.
So that would be too much for you at that point.
Well, I mean, like you went through, you did it. you were also like.
What
you
if
know,
she
part
tells
of
you
the-
like the things you want to hear though? You know that she's like, look, I was in fear of my life. He said he would kill me too. I just did whatever he said. I'm trying to tell you guys now. I regret it. It was my best friend.
It's been 2 weeks now, though. You know what I'm saying? It's been 2 weeks since that kind of situation unfolded when she was, reported missing, and to where she was found today. I believe she was found in. I don't think it was today, but I think it was within the past week she was found.
Yeah.
And I hate to think that she was under this guy those whole 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you had a chance to come and just be like, I escaped. He's threatening to kill me, and then you prove that to me rather than get away with it type of deal. But again, you had to, again, there'd be certain hard case things known in this case that would help us come to that type of conclusion where like we can go on and theorize just like we did with the last one on what gets us what. But there would have to be hard definitives for us to be able to argue. It's like I said, it's hard to argue just like the imaginative with like it's endless variables that could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say let's say that was her case. She was like, all right, he threatened my life. Well, he spent 2 weeks. I don't, like, I mean, unless you prove you were like locked up somewhere, but like, I think you probably had plenty of a chance to come forward and just be like, get away from that and just be like, get him, lock him up. You know what I'm saying? I like to think at least, but again,
But now you're arguing a timeline on what you were saying.
Someone might not be able. That's what I'm saying. Someone might not be able to.
I mean, there's people that spend 17 years in a house, with no chains. So it's definitely possible. I'll tell you a big thing I've been seeing recently.
You would still know if someone's locked up somewhere.
People share all the time, just be like, oh, watch out for this dude. And like a picture of somebody, and they're like, he tried to talk to my daughter or something like that.
Right.
And like you read a lot of them, you're like, oh, that's true, that is sketchy. But like there was one I read the other day with just like this person shared one of like some girl and a guy, a couple at a skating ring, like taking pictures of kids or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it seems like you're jumping conclusions on that one. And I'm usually all for some child weirdness here.
Right.
But like they're taking like pictures of them and then they share a post like all over Facebook, and you're like, got no proof that that's what they were doing. It's like I'm 95% sure, that these people were trying to abduct a kid that night and we stopped them. I'm just like, just a guy and a girl taking pictures of kids. I mean, it's weird maybe, but you never know what's going on,
I think there was a case recently where like a guy was taking pictures of kids at a park.
It happens all the time. But listen, dude, I can't send you to jail for taking a picture of a kid.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Now I'm crossing lines here, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you come up and you take a picture of my kid right in the face, I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah. Or if you're taking pictures of your kid on your property, like that's where the whole thing kind of comes down to, is like the public versus private thing. Like if you take a picture of a kid in a private place, it's like something like that, and it's like, oh, you can't do that, and he does it. Well, now you can get him with something.
Yeah, but I feel like there's always something to find. I'll just be like, say we're at a museum and there's a punching bag and there's a little boy right there, and I'll just take a picture of the punching bag. I'm just like, I'm just trying to get like public. I'm going art.
Public though, unless. But
well, again, would be private at a ballroom party,
I'm saying at your house. That's why I said in your yard. Kid takes a picture of you in your yard. Well, now you have something against this guy.
Whereas, what if I come to like the edge of your gate, take a picture of your kid in the front yard?
Yeah, but it's about. I think it's about taking the pictures on the private property. I don't think you're allowed to take pictures of people's houses, and just like do stuff with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all I was trying to say is like that dude's gonna get his pick.
Yeah.
Here, go across hide behind the car. Here, drive by, park, take a picture of your kid's ass.
I think, especially, I mean, like, also, in my opinion, I don't think you can be too careful when it comes to shit like that. But you do.
But you can't be putting people's face all over Facebook.
No, 100%.
With no proof.
Labeling him. Yeah, that's actually illegal if you start labeling him like a rapist and stuff. And he's a perfectly innocent guy. You know what I mean?
How illegal is it? What is it, like slander of name?
I think.
And then at what point is it bad?
I think it's a civil offense, especially if, let's say, like you can't. Let's say, like, I think you can make the argument like, I can't live in this neighborhood no more. I got to move. I think you can sue. I don't think it's illegal, but I think you can sue someone for that.
What about if I just started like good lies? If I was just like, You know, you're an actor, and I say Steve Baker won 5 Grammys.
Well, if you can't prove what you say is true, and I'm saying it's false, then I think
Are you gonna sue me because I said you got 5 Grammys, dude?
yeah, slander. I don't have 5 Grammys.
What?
Everyone comes to me like, hey, do that Grammy hit you got. And I was like, it's ruined my life.
Just say yeah and sing something.
I've only gotten a bunch of fucking endorsements because of it, but it's like I think it's a civil offense where you can sue someone for your slander of your name and whatnot. That's it.
All right, I spread the rumor in the neighborhood just like Steve has the biggest dick I've ever seen.
I'm like, sue your boss off. Exhibit A. This is what I'm taking the courtroom. You still might. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. Shit's weird, yo. Shit is very. That's why, I think being a lawyer is pretty boring because, the law is literally just up for your argument of it, the interpretation of it.
What about if you literally you got molested or you got raped, right?
Which I didn't.
And it was past the statute of limitations, but you went public with it on your own podcast. You're just like, you know what? And the guy still lives down the street from you. He's like, oh, Mr. Old Man John fucked me and my friend when we were 9. Or some shit.
So yeah, that's all.
Do you think that's illegal?
No, I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Like I said, it's all up for interpretation. Where it's like, well, if can you prove they didn't do it?
What if they have it's just there's proof, but it's past the statute of limitations?
That's the sucky thing about statute of limitations is that you can't get them arrested for that. It's past the statute.
Well, we can all say OJ's a killer.
Yeah, we can all say that. I don't think it's illegal. I mean, you won't see CNN putting articles out that OJ's a killer. You know what I'm saying?
But they will put was it a real good call?
And that's where you float the line of that law right there. Where you're just there's a lot of things going against his favor. You know what I'm saying? You can objectively not have an objective in something like that. You know what I'm saying? And
the best part is when he wrote the book. If I would have did it, it was like, what, dude? Who the fuck's your PR guy, bro? Who the fuck?
I don't think he has one because they definitely won't let him do his introduction to Twitter like that, Because he said some shit he said some shit. He was like, I'm here on Twitter, and I got some people to get back at, or some shit like that, It was you don't say that either, man.
You think so?
That
was pretty big, bro.
If you're kind of implying you're the murder in a way, I thought that your PR just got to do his job.
He didn't say that.
He said it on his opening tour. He was just like, I got some people to get revenge on or some shit. That's what his opening tweet was. Hey guys,
wasn't nothing about his murder, bro.
But I think it was the implication of the words there. Where it's your PR guy might be like, I don't think those are good words.
I don't think it was that at all, bro. I think it was he was talking about people who talk shit about him.
I think it's a good choice of words when.
I don't know. I think it got people fired up. Everybody was like, OJ's on Twitter. Next thing you know, they got 2 million followers. And that's kind of what OJ is now.
I think my favorite video of OJ is when he's in that random fantasy league in the bar. He's just chilling over there on his laptop. And it's literally just a bunch of random white dudes there. And then just OJ.
He's just chilling at a bar?
I'm sure it was I'm pretty sure it was probably some exactly fantasy league or something. But I didn't see anybody recognizable, And he just seemed like chilling in some random fantasy league.
My favorite is the first one, just because of the way his voice was. He's just like, "Hi, Twitter world."
Yeah.
He basically trademarked that right there. Hi, Twitter world. Hey, Twitter world. So many movies. I mean, shit's probably been made because of that.
What? Hey, Twitter world.
Yeah, hey, Twitter world.
It has that little underlying funniness to it, where it was associated with that. I forgot he did do an introduction video to this shit. He just got out 2 years ago, right?
That's what he said, bro.
Well, I was thinking about. I thought he tweeted it.
He said it at the end.
I thought it was a tweet, not a video.
Yeah, that's all one minute. He's like, "Hey, Twitter world, keep up with me. I'm gonna be talking some football, and I got a couple people to get back at." That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was nothing to do with that. I think it was people just said that talk shit about him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's OJ. He's they're gonna take your words and run with those ones. You know that,
But you want to talk about really putting it in front of someone? I mean, the book. The book more than anything.
on Facebook.
No, once he wrote the book, if I would have
yeah,
did
that
it,
definitely
it's just
wasn't
like,
good. Yeah, no, 100% not good.
I don't think there's really much you can say after that. You pretty much said it.
But
There's no bigger way to say,
He might have-
hey,
he-
I did this and they can't charge me again.
he might have that PR guy that might just be like, dude, this book's gonna sell because that name alone. It might not have been the name of his original book. His PR guy might have came and be like, look, name it if I did do it.
I just always think like if I was OJ, like you could just there's so many ways just to get easy money. It's like being Charlie Sheen,
Yeah, OJ, you definitely get. Man,
Like, let's say right now
that's
you're
what's gone and done.
You're broke tomorrow. Like I'm OJ, I'm broke tomorrow. I'm just like, all right, I'm fit to go to like TMZ or Playboy or something, and I'm gonna leak a nude. Like who's gonna like do the most for OJ's nude, bro?
Hey.
Picture of OJ's dick in his hand.
And the murder weapon.
Bro, that's huge. A knife, a dick in one hand, and a knife in another hand.
Exactly.
How much is that worth? A cool $3 million?
Exactly, with a leather glove. Leather glove on the hand that you tried it on in court with your dick in it. Come on. You're making some money off that one. You know what I'm saying? So you just have a random leather glove. It's on his the hand he tried on. It's perfect fit. It's perfect
I'm
fit.
surprised that didn't start something like a good helter skelter.
What
because they say like that ruling was to get even with the Rodney King one. That's what they say. Happened right after Rodney King, and like the public was like, them officers got off for beating him, and then they're like, and we say he's guilty. That's the eyeballs.
Let's think about long term here. Let's think the long game here. Okay?
What's the worst that could happen? They're dead.
They're
They're already dead. We don't know who the killer is.
He's not playing football anymore. What do you want to do? All his assets are frozen. Like, what do you want to do to this guy? What else can we do from here?
This is that one judge is the Bills fan. Just like, just let him go.
It was like averaging 52 yards per game. Like, it's.
You mean the juice box?
Oh, my fantasy league office. I got a trophy because of it.
I owe him more than I could ever pay him.
The Bills haven't been good since. I owe it to the Bills Mafia. All we got is a table now. We just got that motherfucking table. That's all we fucking got nowadays, So, yeah, I mean, that's interesting because, I mean, like, those riots, I mean, like, maybe it's because they came in the age of film and, pretty much everything being, like, TV broadcasted. But there was some savagery riddled throughout every one. Like, I mean, like, I think the most notable ones out of that riot was when that truck driver, I don't think you ever saw that video. I think you remember you telling me about that. By a truck driver, they pull him out of the truck and just like literally hit him in the head with a brick on national television. Like this happened like on like a live on news chopper. No, it was rioters.
Wow.
Yeah, just literally fucking nearly killed this guy. It's cool because he came out and did an interview a while ago. He's fine, but like you watch him, like it looks like you're watching a man get murdered on live TV. So I mean that's another like. So I could see why you would do something like that, strategic, and I mean like no one really no one cared. The only people who like really cared were people like were glad he got off. I mean people were mad that he got off. I mean I don't know. I wasn't old enough to really say.
Even the whites were kind of like, they weren't even that bad. That's what I'm saying. Like they weren't even that bad. You know what I mean? It was like, I think he was guilty, but we did beat the shit out of Rodney.
Yeah. But are we even? No, that doesn't make it even. It's just, I think
they owe us another one.
I think a lot of people have been like, lock OJ up. And those 4 officers were cool. Like, like we're even then.
I think a lot of people just like beat Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton.
What's Al Sharpton?
It's like, just beat Al Sharpton up. We're calling even. We let you guys off on a murder. We get 2 beatings even.
Call it a day, man,
Fuck you, Al Sharpton. Yeah, I said it.
It's because I always confuse that guy. Because I always see him. I always confuse him with someone else.
Me and Jason Momoa? I see
easy. I
it.
forget it all the time.
I see it.
Sometimes I'll be like, "What's up, Cal?" I mean, Michael. You know,
I
it's like,
feel you.
"What's up, Cal?" It's like, "Cal, Jordan, how many brains you got in your shit now?" Like,
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no, yeah, Aquaman, right? Yeah, Aquaman. Yeah, it's just, I seen you, bro. It's just like, it's just this whole time I thought you were white. It's like,
Gains.
it's like, if I just give you my hair, it'd be indistinguishable.
I think we talked about before that guy that killed himself on live TV. That's pretty badass. Not badass, but remember the politician shot himself?
Oh yeah, yeah. That
His was a fucking long barrel out of fucking folder.
didn't look as messy as I thought it would. But maybe that was the frame rate of the camera.
He did it quick. That's all I know.
Quick.
He's just like, everybody calm down. He did it the right way. No, I'm not trying to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Instead of him being like, talk me out of it, you know what I mean? He was like, I'm going to make a scene. I'm going to make a scene.
Put his mouth.
Oh, yeah, he was about to, that's what's about to happen. He was about to actually get convicted of corruption.
Yeah, he just blew shit away. Which, I mean, I guess, you know, it's like, oh, you corrupted, you killed yourself, or went to jail. You know.
What's up
I
with
guess
the live
it sucks,
TV thing?
It sucks you didn't want to, yeah, that's a little weird, you know, but, like, it sucks you didn't get to go, but I didn't get to put you in jail. I guess, you know, I guess we're better off without you. You know, so, I mean,
save us 50 grand a year.
You know, exactly. It's like, do I want to feed you? I don't know. I'm kind of glad you're off yourself like that. But on live TV, maybe it would have been a little bit iffy. You know what I mean? Just like,
you know, one of the most badass things I've ever seen was that guy that was trying to get the suicide by cop. He's like on his front lawn in his chair, and he's got a 6-shooter. You ever see that?
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
He's sitting there and he's like, he's trying to get a suicide by a cop. He's like trying to wave it at them, but he ain't shooting. The cops are just doing a great job, like not doing nothing.
Yeah.
They're all undercover. And bro, the sniper literally shoots the gun out of his hand. Nice. This is a real video too, bro. He's just holding it like this. Sniper just shoots it right out of his fucking hand, and they charge him.
I imagine you could use like a non-lethal round and like hit that bitch. Just
I never thought about that. Maybe it wasn't non-lethal round.
You know, high velocity rubber bullet or something. You know, something like that. Like just something enough that either would hit his hand or arm and dead it, and you drop it, or hit it the gun and throw it out, or some shit. You know, so I mean, that's probably, bro. That is sick as fuck, and like that guy is a legend.
That guy's a legend.
For like
let's say there's somebody like
shot, you know,
in like Shoppers parking lot, and they're waving a guy around, and a sniper blows his hand off. Cool.
Yeah. You know, I mean, don't be waving guns around, and you didn't kill the guy outright. You didn't just think kill shot. You went for a disabling shot. I'll give you that one. You're over 200 yards away, maybe. You know, who's to say? But like, I mean, you went for a disabling shot before a kill shot. I won't say. I would appreciate the calling in that kind of like operation where like, look, you have a shot on the if you get a clear shot on that armed hand, take it. It blows the hand off. I mean, I guess it's better you put one in his heart immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Blow his dick off.
Yeah, because I mean, usually that's what you hear. There's like, yeah, blow his dick off. The South Park. Oh, Butters, you shot him in the dick. Don't ever shoot a man in the dick. Like,
imagine somebody makes the call though, for real. Like,
yeah. There's like
his dick off.
You said shoot him in the dick. Over.
I've got a clear shot.
Yeah, it's an affirmative.
No, he's like, all right, so I got a shot on his dick. He's like, dude, got a shot on his hand. Yeah. All right, shoot him in the hand. Shoot him in the dick. You know what I mean? He's like, shoot him in. And as soon as he goes, just like, you're breaking up. Blows his shoot him in the dick. Over. Blows his dick off. I love the fake sound. You know, I've always loved that. It's like, you're breaking up. I pulled that off one time. I grabbed some gum wrapper. I'm just like, you're breaking up. I'm going in the tunnel.
Especially this new age. I never pulled up because it just cuts. So I just resort to hanging up. I'm just like, yeah, you know, that's exactly what I was saying. You know? Whoa, call drop. It's funny because whenever you do something like that, you're just like, you start telling yourself, you're like, oh, call dropped. The motherfucking call dropped. Like you start selling it to yourself a little bit. Like,
I was
you can
talking the
remind
other day
yourself,
about
you're
like they got that meme like that where it's like you ever show up to work late and act fake mad.
No, and it wasn't that. It was like you start acting fake mad, like something went down.
It's like
I
motherfucker.
was like, you always do that.
There was
man.
a
It's
fucking crash on right before the tunnel. Then people don't know how to merge.
like,
My tire in the back's
well,
flat.
it's not even that. You walk in with that little like hustle through your step, try to clock in. It's like, man,
Who the fuck turned my
damn
alarm
it,
off?
man. God damn it, man. I fuck at the motherfucking hospital all night, man. Like it's shit. You know, I'm tired of it. Like it's just. You know
My
what I'm saying?
girl got cramps.
And she, like no one's even listening, no one even asking. You're just like, man, she was like, let's go to the motherfucking house. Like, you're not even talking to them. You're just saying it so that they hear you and like right there. It's like, yeah, just talking, man. Just like fuck this. Like you fucking 7 go to the ER, try to go to home, go to work, you know, go to work. I'm like, man, you know I got work tomorrow. Like, I can't stay with
Does your
you all
stomach
night.
hurt that bad?
And she's like, come on, you can stay here. You gotta stay here.
And
with
she's
me all
like,
night."
come on, I'm 9 months pregnant. And I'm like, yeah.
You know I gotta go to work.
You
though.
know
I'm a
I gotta
company
work in the
man.
morning.
I'm a company man. Like it's just company first, man. You know how that's how it goes. But I'll come stay with you, you know, because I can do both. I'm a Superman. You know?
But, and the whole time you're like 8 minutes late.
It ties it all off. You're like literally 8 minutes like, and it's like you'll just clock out 8 minutes later. You're just having that type of job where you're like, oh well, like, like I mean, like. I can show up 8 minutes late and I won't have to make up 8 minutes, you know. I feel like you probably work on the same thing where like, you don't even have to worry about something like that, you know.
I remember it like my first year of working there though, like when I did call out, I would just come up. Well, actually, like I want to brag, like the first like year and a half, you know, I didn't do no call outs. But like when I did start, I would be like, you know, got the shits.
You know, shit's lifting heavy glasses. They don't work.
Yeah, it's like I ain't even trying to risk it.
You understand? It's like we've been there. We've all been there.
Had to take my nephews to school.
I remember I did the same thing. I remember I want to say I got like a year and a half in. It's been like I gotta use a call out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I ain't doing it. Like it's always like I ain't doing it in a minute. So, you know, I think I'll just use this one. It's weird because I always use it on the ones where I don't even feel the worst. I haven't gotten sick in a while to where I've been completely disabled. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always feel like I've been good enough to do whatever I need to do. Like it's never been a moment where it's like, oh, there's no way I'm driving. You know, it's just like so like what's you got there? When I have done it, like it's been like always using the ones where like there's been ones where I felt worse and didn't do it. I probably should have, but like there's been ones where it's just I wake up, I'm just like, I got called out. Like you know, it's been a minute. I don't even feel that right. You know, like you don't got fever or nothing. Just like it's been a minute. You know, like I don't feel good. You know, just use one of those.
A lot of times when you
never
call out there,
got
you just
sick.
don't feel like shit.
Yeah.
Unless you really do something.
Yeah, that's usually
Or you
true.
really need it. The
Yeah.
times you really need it, you're just like,
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah.
Like there's times sometimes I wake up, I'm just like, bro, I just don't got it in me today. Like I just do not got it in me.
Yeah.
I usually know as soon as I wake up,
Yeah.
like how I'm feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And like I get up, I'm like,
It's funny.
I already know.
That happens like I always feel like that until I send that text of just like won't be in the day. I'm not feeling good. As soon as I send that text and they send back, oh, okay, feel better. You know, let me know about tomorrow or some shit. Or ask me other questions. As soon as you're done that conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like once you send that text though,
it's like, so you feel better.
once you send that text though, you're just like, what they gonna say?
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's funny because I'll be sitting, I'll just be like, I'll have it typed in and I'll be about to be sending that.
Same,
like,
bro.
Like, is this better?
You know, one time I sat there for like 20 minutes and I just end up going to work.
Yeah. I've done it before too, bro. I just been like sitting there, just been like,
I was like,
and
"Man,
it's
what
like-
are you doing?
or it's like you're just sitting there, just like, and whenever I send it, I'm always just like, send.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta hit it.
And,
But you
I
know,
put it
sometimes,
down, put it
every
down,
once in a while, you just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're just like, not going in.
Yeah.
Like, you just I'm like, I ain't going. And
Yeah.
it's been like
And that's-
3 months since I did a call.
I remember that's where I used to text and just be like, I don't think I can make it. I've gotten a part. I send a text. I just feel like I won't be in today. I'm feeling terrible, sick, whatever. Um, and then so you send that, I feel a little better. But yeah, but I mean, like, shit, where the fuck was that? But anyway, so like, yeah, you set the phone down. It's just, I don't know, like, like I started just telling them, no, I'm just not coming in. Instead of I don't think I'm up to it. I don't think I feel like I could make it today.
Instead of trying to make an excuse.
Well, not even like that. It's just like I'm just straight up just say like I won't be in today.
And I ain't giving you no damn
Because I
explanation.
feel like most people, unless you're in like some type of corporation or something, most of the time there's be like, oh, I'm not gonna tell him, just be like, get your ass in here. He doesn't have paid time off or whatever. He doesn't have a day, so it's like,
that's a way to really lower morale
I'm
too.
sound like this exactly. I'm about to sound like this, I'm not really about to sound like this. Like, oh no, what's wrong? You gotta come in today. It's like I've never had that. And when I would say I don't think I'll make it today, I would get a little pushback because they know you're on
They
low.
know,
Sure,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But as soon as you say I won't, they won't fully 100% object to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me, that moment, if I'm like, man, I'm sick, I could be sick or something, or not feeling good. And it's like, oh yeah, bring in a doctor's note. And it's like always coming the next day, and it's really just them saying it for precaution. They never ask you about it,
Yeah.
But like one time, like in the beginning, I remember he's like, were you able to get a doctor's note? I'm just like, I was just getting that like fake man, I'm just like, I don't got insurance, so I'm not gonna pay. I'm already losing a day. I'm not gonna pay to go have another bill. Like I'll be fine. Just need a day.
That's what's funny with me is like like I do like my company does have those benefits. I can go to the patient first clinic, and I think, but like it's still $50. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's how it is for me. Like it's like they have insurance available, but it's just not the best. So it's like I don't go to the doctors every year, so I'm just not gonna pay like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, so like I mean, like my plan's pretty good just because it has like dental and everything wrapped in, so it's kind of like went all just to kind of get everything, get vision and all that. You know what I'm saying? And like those checkups are free, so I just use those to go because they're free to go. But like I still second guess that patient first guy. It's like I have a copay. I have a $50. I believe it's more now. I might be like 60 or 75 now for a copay for this one visit. You know what I'm saying? If it's like, when something like that's necessary. You got some fucked up chest thing. You really got like your throat sore as a bitch. It's been 4 days now. That's when you go to patient first.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like you said, I just needed that day to recoup, and just rest. Like that's literally what you need. So like, I can understand doctors know if I'm out 3 days with a sickness. All right, well, you should probably go to a doctor and give me a doctor's note. For one, you should probably just go for your own well-being, and for two, give me a motherfucking doctor's note. It's like, but I mean, like, that's that's just how some people are. Like, like I've had it asked about one time, and I went, and then there was another time where I expressed that where I was like, like for you, like $75 may not seem like a lot, but that's a decent chunk of change. I just didn't feel like I needed to do. I just needed a day. Like,
chunk of change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a decent chunk of change right there.
It's like when you get the bill and the white guy's like, it's funny when I say white guy, but it's like when I'm like, what's the damage? You know what I run into a lot with maintenance guys every time I get them to sign something, just like signing my life away, huh? It's just like sign this fucking paper.
So like, and anytime someone signs something, like we have shit where like if like invoices or like delivery tickets, when you sign them, it just says received by. It's just like, and people say that all the fucking time. I actually have a coworker he was like, here you go, sign your life away. And like, we'll present them to it like that. I'm just like, oh. And then like, of course, they laugh it off. I was like, I just once a day.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just
that's another thing with the maintenance men. They're doing it. They'll be like, you got any more jobs today? Or and it's just like, the fuck, dude, sign this fucking paper. It's like, I'm gonna chill here for a couple of minutes and dip out, man.
Yeah, especially if you come.
What are you gonna do? Call my boss and tell him where I should be at?
Especially if I know, like, this is just 100% small talk.
Yeah, if you want to make contact with me, don't talk about work.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I'm more happy when people even come to me with sports. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm pretty excited about the Ravens this past weekend, or actually, like, if it brings me that one obscure thing, we're just like it would be like, oh, what do you think about that trade that happened in the NBA where DeMarcus Russell, whatever.
I'll play your little game.
Exactly. You know, it's just like because I talk sports anyway. You know, it's fun. You know, like, you can suck me into that one. You know,
It's
like,
fun. It's fun, but I care way more talking to my friends about sports.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, this is what I think.
But it has to be of substance. If the guy's just like, how about the Ravens? I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I was always geeking fantasy football, so I was just like, got a good start. I think I'm starting like John Brown this week. I'm just like, John Brown versus the Bills with the like first the Jets, with an inaccurate Josh Allen, sticking, versus fucking Jamal Adams over top, and whatever one of them is like, no way, bro, bad night. And like you can tell like when somebody's just like it completely believes in herself, or when they're just like. It was funny because like in the league we're in, right?
Yeah.
Kurt and Brian play in there, they're both talking to each other in the party chat Xbox the other day, and they're both talking to each other about the lineup, and then Brian tells Kurt, he's like, bro, I think you should start, this other wide receiver. I don't think that guy's gonna get shit, and Kurt tells him like, I don't think your flex is a good start. You should start the other running back, And both of them was like, yeah, fucking worry about your own fucking team. Well, both of them did it, right? They both listened. They both listened though. After we got off of Xbox, they both made the switch that they recommended to each other, right? And they both lost by the switch they made. If they just would have left the original person, they would have both won. Brian lost by literally 0.10, bro. It's like so sick. Like if he just would have stayed true to himself,
God,
he would have won that.
But like that's what I usually find that like usually I hear people like they come to me and they're like they'll spit the same thing like Stephen A did on like Sports Center this morning and just be like it's the way when they talk about it as if it's their own hot take. They're just like they'll be saying something like, "Yeah, I'm really tired of those Trailblazers."
Oh my god, bro! There's so many people like,
just like CJ McCollum's overrated.
The guy at my job, bro. Like, there's one old head at my job. When he starts talking to everybody, it's just like, well, we're all about to figure out what 105.7 the fan said this morning. It's just like whatever they said, he repeats right back to you. And you're just like, bro, we all listened to 105.7 this morning, dog.
Yeah, it's like it's just
like Rob will be on there and he's just like, I don't like that guy. And then you hear this guy and he comes in and he's like, yeah, he's slow.
Yeah, and then of course they pull up that really weird like fourth string stat line or something. They'll be like, yeah, well, I mean, it's been technically 17 weeks of football since he threw his last pass under 10 yards. It's just
bro, I love to put a name on this. I remember we did when we were doing our live fantasy draft, like we're all sitting there talking and you clown people's picks and shit. Hey, good pick. And like Troy was there, Tyler's boy, and he's like we're in the middle of a draft. Lamar Jackson gets picked by Mike Martin, and Troy's just like, he's like, bad pick. That's gonna be Trace McSorley's job by week 8. and it's funny as shit because everybody forgot but Tyler, bro. And now here Lamar Jackson is like in the MVP discussion. And Trace McSorley's on the fucking practice squad. You know what I mean? But he just heard that somewhere. Right. He just heard somebody was like, bro, if Lamar don't ball good, Trace McSorley, man, he's a good pocket passer. He's just like, he goes out on a limb and says the same shit that's just like out of this worldly wrong. There was one with Stephen A. I don't know if you've seen it, but when Drew Brees got hurt, Stephen A was on all over SportsCenter, and he's just like, the Saints are done. He's like, consider the Saints season over. Yeah. And they went 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater. Exactly. And everybody just kept replaying that and They like kept tweeting him and tagging him in that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about like hot takes is that you can be wrong, But when you're repeating like these trash hot takes, for the most part, I'm just like, especially using it as your banter or just like trying to come off as some type of like embedded sports guy, like with some type of insider knowledge type of deal, or like. Because the way people play it off and use it and say it, at least from my understanding of it, is they're trying to display superior knowledge of the sport itself.
That's
you know?
why I
So it's
always try and say, like, when I'm talking some like
You know?
intricate shit of football, I always try and be like, I can only say it how I see it. I don't know nothing about football, but this is how I see it.
Yeah.
So like people are like, oh, the QB coach this and that. I'm like, look, I don't know. I ain't seen everybody, but off of what I've seen, it's this. You know what I mean? That's all you can do.
And if I was to pull up, if I was to be like, let's say we were talking sports, I was just like, like you say that, I was like, well, Stephen A. was just saying that the shit was done. What do you think about that? I want to see him be like, the Saints are done.
Yeah.
That is terrible of you to say.
You really get
over.
get exposed when you're super wrong. Though.
Yeah, exactly. I would just sit there. I wouldn't repeat what he said. I would just sit there and be like, oh, like, what do you think about what Stephen A. said? Where it's just like they're done. Like, I don't think that. Or like, yeah, I think they're done too.
I think like
I would do something like that rather than
for sure.
Their take.
Let's just say he says Saints are gonna go 3-2 over the next 5.
Yeah.
And they end up going like 5-0.
Yeah.
Like maybe then it's like not a big deal. But when he's like, they're done.
Yeah.
Like, when you do that and then they go the complete opposite, they don't lose at all.
Well, see, this is my thing. It's like when you're doing shit like that, you can't be middle of the ground. Like they're 3-2 over the next 5 games, unimpressed. Like I don't think you can do that. I think with those hot takes that they give them,
you gotta say something.
You gotta be on one side of the spectrum or the other. The Saints with Drew Brees are out. They're still a Super Bowl contender. I believe they're gonna go 5-0 next 5 games. Teddy Bridgewater's gonna step up. There's still Sean Payton behind this offense.
Drew Brees is the fucking leader of that team. They're not gonna win a goddamn game with
exactly. Exactly.
Back and forth. That's all it is.
Exactly. I mean,
so what do you guys think about D Rose missing his 10th game? Injury-prone bitch. You know what I mean?
He's getting strong. He's gonna come back. And he's going to adjust his game. We saw the videos this summer. He's adjusting his game.
It was a freak injury.
It was 3 freak injuries in a row. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? God's against you sometimes. You come back stronger. It's like, completely ignore all the medical literature out there. If you come back weaker from something like that,
it doesn't even matter.
You come back stronger. Like it's not physically, but mentally.
My favorite one is like the ones with the judges and like boxing where you just clearly know like they're bought. Like on the I remember like on the when Floyd fought Canelo. It's like one of the like best masteries ever of like somebody whooping somebody's ass. And like all the scorecards are like almost every round for Floyd, and there's one bitch that literally fucking gave the fight to Canelo. And it's like, imagine, like, they should make them explain, right? Why they think that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, they should do that. You should have to talk, like.
You should have comprehensive notes throughout every round.
That's what a lot of people say that they should interview the refs every round. They'd be like, what do you think about that round? So they can't, like, just say whatever at the end, you know? Exactly, you got to be like, well, you said it was him in this round, that, you know what I mean? And that's what it should be.
You know?
So I always thought about, like, just imagine just completely knowing you're lying like that and then like willing to justify it.
Exactly. And
it's just like, well, I really thought
I want to hear the argument.
Canelo's literally like, and then Floyd's like, no hits, and you're just like, I really thought Canelo was working him in the later rounds. He came back hard.
If you look at my scores, the scores reflect that. Whereas I saw that he had recovered in the later rounds. And you see the tying of Floyd Mayweather where, the numbers even add up. Floyd threw less punches so-and-so. I mean, even though he dodged more, Canelo technically landed par for par the same amount of shots as he did. So he won. Like, I'm just like, oh, man.
At this point, you're justifying it too hard.
Well, I mean, like, I just think that's what I want to see. Like, and I imagine, like, if you want to do it every round, I think you would cut to the in-between rounds. You would cut to one of the judges, and he's like, well, when I saw that round, and next round,
it's got to be quick then, right?
Well, exactly. They'll just sit there.
It's got to be like, I really thought that Canelo dominated the space and he was landing the harder shots.
Exactly. But you just cut to him. Even if you just have it in a small box and like you still show the corner work in a different box, but you play different sound or whatever over it or whatever, and just be like, guys, just like
even if you only did one ref,
just like what they do when like the NFL will be talking to another refereeing official, like. Live on the commentary, be like, "What do you think about that call?" He's like, "Well, I think he made a great call." So like, you gotta make it quick, just like, yeah, he dominated the space. I think he came back and he seems to be more put together, and then boom, you're back into the rounds. And
do you know Pat McAfee? He's the punter for the Colts. I like.
Oh yeah, Pat McAfee.
Yeah. He just got hired to do the XFL.
Yeah, he did, man.
Did you see that? Yeah. Did you see the video about it? Did you see his job?
I see the video, but like, from what I understand, he's gonna be like kind of like the reporting face from what I can understand. He's gonna be in the huddles on the
He's
field.
allowed to do it and
Exactly.
ask coaches what they're thinking, like
Exactly. And he
why
pretty-
they
it
did
sounds like
shit.
he has
Excuse
free
me.
reign at any point. Like you said, I remember him talking about. I think he said he wanted to clear up some things because
Yeah.
he was like, "Am I allowed to be in the huddle? Can I go ask someone a question in the huddle if I want to, or something like that?" You know, like. So I mean, you know, we'll see. But I mean, from what I understand, he has pretty much free reign over his reporting abilities, and he's a perfect person for that.
That would
man.
be awesome.
He's hilarious. I think he's very knowledgeable. I think he, you know, it's something about his voice too. Like even though it's a little raspy, you know, he has that raspiness in there. It's just
I like him.
He's a great dude, man. He's
I like the
awesome
way he
dude.
talks.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's funny.
It was tough last night. Had some money riding on them 49ers, boy. And man, I stayed up all night to watch that goddamn OT game and just
That was a good game, man.
bro, honestly one of the best games I ever watched in my life.
That's what I
Bro.
said. They literally said like straight up classic.
Yeah.
Like instant
But
classic.
it just pissed me off so much having money on the Niners, you know, because
Oh.
like long story short, they tie the game. Clowney's fucking dominating all game, just putting hella pressure. But Jimmy gets it done with the field goal, and their kicker. So it's last second, regular time. It's last second,
Right,
and
right.
their kicker pulled his groin this week. So they hired this guy that had only been like a kicker for like a week or something like that before. So he comes in, he bangs a 42-yarder, he bangs a 43-yarder, and then for 47 yards to tie the game, send it to OT, he bangs it. And everybody's just like, yeah. OT, bro. Russell comes down in the red zone. I'm like, oh, man, Russell about to score a touchdown. And this bitch throws a pick, dog. I'm like, oh, just what I needed. We get down there, get all the way down there. He's kicking like a 43-yarder, I think
Right.
it was. Bro, this thing was the worst kick you've ever seen, bro. It literally, Steve, it didn't have power or accuracy. It just went straight left, literally as straight left as you could go,
The shank.
with like 10% power. It's just like, yeah.
I'm thinking like
They-
Cundiff shank was pretty
They
low
call it
power.
They call it a punch. Cundiff's was actually a lot harder, way harder than this one. Cundiff shanked.
Yeah.
This was more than a shank. This was just a complete. This is like what they call a punch. It's just like it's like what they call for kickers and punters when the moment's too big. That's what it is,
Yeah,
basically. Like
yeah,
you
I got
didn't
you.
shank it, bro. You didn't even kick nothing.
Yeah.
You just you just punched it, basically. You know what I mean? Like it was so horrible, bro. It was the worst kick I've ever seen in my life. I'm
Yep,
just
and
like,
there you go. There goes your shit.
it's funny how the Sun is the OT though. He's good
Yeah.
for a longer field
Well, it
goal.
sounded like he was 3 for 3.
He's 3 for 3,
So I mean,
and he just hit one to go to OT.
you say it was a rookie though?
He's not a rookie, but he only played one game before that.
Big time game, man.
But he made a big time kick.
He did.
You know what I mean?
did.
He already made it.
I don't think he made the.
I thought
the winner.
I thought he was just going to be like, game over, man. Thanks for the easy kick. And he just. And at that point, that put them on like the 43.
Oh yeah, and then it's just up to Russell to go to work and then put up a good field goal. Get your team in the best field goal position. You only got to gain a couple yards and then run it, center it up.
He scrambled for 20, and that was it. You remember?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. That's so like for me, like that's like one thing I like as a Ravens fan. I like look like because I mean I kind of like fell out of football. I guess you could say I'm that guy. I mean, we sucked. I just wasn't too interested in it. I've gotten other sports, whatnot. But you can say whatever you want about that. But it's not just that, I mean, like where it's
coming
like,
back.
well,
You're having back in the wagon.
not even that. Lamar's just exciting, We could have had like a strictly just like 100% dominant passer throwing these passes around, and we could have been winning 8-0 games, and I probably wouldn't have been tuned in. But to me, Lamar's just fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? He's a very fun guy to watch. And I think that's what's really getting me to come back, and kind of watch him play.
Yeah, I like the other guy too, Hollywood. I like him a
Yeah,
lot.
he's been also really fucking good, man. A really great asset for us. So I mean, like,
Between them two, we're good.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
like literally, like I mean, like he made big time fucking catches in that Bengals game. It was like I saw him. He's made some beautiful fucking catches.
I just love how it don't matter who you are, bro. You can't stick speed. Like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if someone's fast, they're fast.
Exactly.
And they say, there's fast and then there's football fast. Like they say, like Jerry Rice, like wasn't fast. He ran like a 4.5. but he was football fast. Like he got out of them routes quick. He got
Yeah.
into his route quick.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what you see with Hollywood. It's just Hollywood. You have, I mean, you just have like you got Lamar running, juking, doing some spin moves. I mean, you got him. You got these crazy formations coming up where like you have Robert Griffin in the backfield, Mark Ingram. Like you have these cool, like they're fun formations. It's something you didn't see in the Ravens up until this point. You know, where like you saw them. Like I kind of want to say like just like when we made that Super Bowl run with we replaced our offensive coordinator Cam Cameron with Jim Caldwell. Yeah. And we started seeing some exciting football from the Ravens, and from that point on, from where we're here now, I don't think we've seen that. I don't think we've seen fun football from the Ravens in a long ass time.
They're probably the funnest team to watch, man.
And this, like I said, you got RG3 you're lining up with, and Mark Ingram in these crazy fucking weird formations. It's fun. You got read options you're running. You got that going. It's just fun football. You have this guy who like you see him evading in the pocket, and he just breaks out 15-yard run. I mean, like it's just exciting ass football to watch. I don't
just
think
pray
you
for
have.
Lamar.
Yeah,
stay healthy for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's what I mean. That's everyone's arguing point for this whole thing is that like they never last long. When they do shit like that. But it's enjoyable. I'm just gonna enjoy it while it lasts. I hate to be that guy.
He's also really good at it.
Yeah, he is also very fucking good at it. Athletic ass fucking kid, man. Like especially in that 47-yard run, you see him cut one dude up. I mean, he's a big ass linebacker. He's a quick ass quarterback, but it's quick, it's explosive, it's agile.
Well, that
spinning on at full speed is very fucking hard to do, man. And like a lot of people don't know how to do it right, and he did a good spin. You know what I'm saying? Like people think when you do a spin move, like you spin on one foot, but like it's a spin over like it's a rotation over a couple feet. Where you're not just spinning like on one foot, like on one foot going around.
You can
exactly.
Full speed.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's a stop move you cut into, and then you pivot off one foot and start running. Again, it's very hard to do that at a run speed that he was doing it at as well. So when you see shit like that,
while breaking a tackle,
it makes you fucking nervous as shit. Of course, it makes anyone nervous making those crazy cuts. You can't do that forever. But man, was that fucking fun! Just
the dude ain't got no injury history.
He does not. I thought he didn't have an ACL in Louisville.
No.
I thought he did. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, plenty of quarterbacks have gone through Louisville. I think we got. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not him, but I mean. Yeah, I mean, you could say I'm that guy coming back because we're winning, but I mean, it's really not that. I mean, we could win or lose. Like we could have played that game we did it with the Patriots and still lost, and it would have been a fun game to watch. I still would be enjoying this season. We could be 6-6 right now. We could be 4-6. Like if he was playing as exciting as he is now, I'd be like, this is still fun to fucking watch.
It's like them Vic days, man. Yeah. It's back to them Vic days, where where you're like, I don't even fuck with the Falcons, but I'm gonna watch Vic. Just to see what happens, bad or good.
Yeah,
get cracked, get cracked, or throw a TD, run a TD, whatever.
And he never made it far in the playoffs, but he was fun to watch. It's fun to watch, just like
but Lamar's better.
Yeah, well, also like kind of like how Allen Iverson did. Like he made it to the NBA Finals once.
Yeah,
and I don't think he ever went back to the conference finals.
Nah, he won one game in the finals.
Yeah.
The AI game.
Yeah, and then but everyone still fucking loved him. Everyone still was just like, hey, who's that? Like Randy Moss. Does he have a Super Bowl? I think he has one with the Patriots.
No, he lost the one with the Patriots, 19-0. Remember, 18-0.
Gotcha.
18-1.
He doesn't have one ring then, does he? No.
No,
I think so.
I think so.
It's like him, it's like you just got Moss, but he's never won.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Maybe won the year before or something like that.
I mean, like I said, like you got Moss. He was exciting. He wasn't a winner.
Did you see that video of Harbaugh and Lamar?
Harbaugh. He's like, yeah.
That was cool. That's true.
That's another thing you see. Like, I see good characteristics from this kid as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the times you.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna get that Super Bowl. I'm gonna get that Super Bowl.
He was like, you changed the game, man. He was just like, huh? It was just like, yeah. How many kids be worried you're number 8 for 20 years from now?
I ain't worried about that.
He's like, I guess.
So I got a Super Bowl.
It was like, we're I go get the Super Bowl first, man. It's just like,
It's like, let's get one.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Harbaugh's young. That could be a dynamic duo. They could get 2 or 3 over 10.
Yeah,
It's possible. If
yeah.
they build this team right, possible.
I mean, like you build any team right, of course. I think it's possible. To
I
like
don't think
two,
so,
two or
because
three out
there's
of
other
10.
teams that are building right too.
Yeah,
But we got somebody that you cannot game plan for.
yeah.
That's what, like, people keep saying, like,
But
oh, that Patriots defense got exposed. Patriots defense didn't get exposed. Patriots
that's
defense
what I
great.
really hate.
You cannot stick Lamar, bro. You
But
can't game plan for
this
it.
is my thing. Like people are only saying that because like the NFL posted those stats, and it's like, yeah, they were. Their stats did show them as being a great defense, but none of the teams were above 500. Not one. And the one team that they did play, they did beat one team above 500, I think, but that's it.
But regardless, they still beat a lot of good teams. I mean, you beat NFL teams. You made them look as dumb as they did.
What, the Patriots?
Yeah. I mean, they made Baker look dumb. They made Ben Roethlisberger look dumb.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, there was a lot of other bums in there. Some bums, I ain't arguing that.
Yeah, I mean, like
The way that they did it, they shit on it.
But to take this and just to be like number one in defense, when like I guess statistically it is, but let's be real, it really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like their defense is good, but it's not the best defense. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not ever.
And I mean, it's one of the better ones this season, yeah. But I mean, it's not the best defense in the NFL. I don't think.
There, bro.
But it's like when you look at it with what it comes with, with the teams that they did face up until that point.
I think they're good, man. I just think you can't play. It's hard to play Lamar. You can't game plan for that. I think they're going to look good versus a lot of other teams. The Patriots would have won 4 games this season if their offense scored 0. Ain't that crazy?
That's cool. That's awesome, man.
That's how many defensive points they scored. So when it gets to that point, it's kind of like that part where you got a little something, you're like, but when they get that high, you're like, you're doing something right.
Yeah, true. I give you that one. But of course, like I said, the way that they painted it, you know what I'm saying? Like you're posting all these pictures and then like they literally say this might be the best. Like I think I saw that was one of the NFL's posts. Like, this might be one of the best like defenses like we've ever seen, or up at this point, or whatever. Some shit like that. And that's all people repeated. You know what I'm saying? Like people literally.
Everybody knows the best D.
You see people repeat. Like I said, those hot takes all day. Like you have any sports page, it's literally. Like I said, you have the one where it's just like, yeah, well, they didn't play this team. It's like, this is what it is. Like, well, they're the best defense of all time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, the way that they made it seem like it was just like, this is an impenetrable defense, or some shit like that. And that wasn't the case,
I think they're a good D is what I'm saying. I think they're
I never said they're a bad D. I think they're a good D, but I mean,
I just think Lamar, man, is a nasty bitch. He's a nasty bitch, bro. You can play him great, and he can still make a play to beat you.
Yeah. I mean, like you don't plan for a guy that came without making other sacrifices in other areas,
But even if you do it right, let's say you put 2 guys, you're like, you know what? Both my middle linebackers are going to watch Lamar all game. They're just going to watch him on runs. He still might break past your 2 linebackers.
That is true.
He's just so unique.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, man. I had my doubts in the beginning.
Oh, I believe I myself too. I was one of those people when he balled out his first week. Exciting, awesome. I was still like, wait, well, hold up. Let's just be.
You told him to slow down, Steve?
No. I didn't tell him. So I told other people who were I told other people who were like, look how great Lamar is. I was like, week 1.
Wait. Steve was like, wait for a couple of games.
Yeah, I was one of those people, because I mean, I was doubtful. I did doubt. Like I did, we did get a taste of it last season that he had the ability to play, and then he comes and puts up those numbers in the first week, and everyone's like, well, we're the debt haters now. Well, I was like, well, hold up, we still got. Let's just go into a couple more games and see how it goes. I mean, like we just gotta see before we start showing our dick, saying like, "What's up, haters?" Now we can be like, "What's up, haters?"
Now you can show some dick now.
Now you can show some dick. Like you can't do that week 1. Just be like, well, Lamar, dick out. Like you got. It's like, oh, let's reserves ourselves real quick.
Some teams only get 1 week, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Especially when it was like the Dolphins.
If you're a bum team, you get it where you can.
Where with the Dolphins, I think
you're 0-8. You get that 1 win. You're just like, dick's out tonight.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like you have Lamar who has 2 perfect passing seasons, which I mean, like no one else has done that. I think 2 other people did it in one season, multiple perfect passer rating games. something like that.
Oh, multiple. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe.
you know, yeah, there was like other people who did it other than him. He's rushing for as many yards as like the next like 8 teams below him.
He's like
You
fifth
know?
in rushing in the league.
Yeah, yeah, and then you have that coupled with I would say on average probably like an 85 passer rating. 90 around there.
He's been awesome.
So I mean, like,
Let's just hope Lamar keeps getting it.
reviving me.
Let's build those
Reviving me.
O's back. Let's get those O's going again. And let's get Baltimore back to a great sports town. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another shit show. Gonna keep them
Appreciate it.
coming. We love you. Check us out Thursday.